All right, I believe we're live now. Uh, there's never a dull moment here at EZN.
Yeah, that's the hat you're wearing today.
Yep, that's the hat I'm wearing. That's the shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah,
Working a little EZN Outfitters booth down here at the Dolphin Island Fishing Rodeo, number 91. 91 years going strong down here.
what is that? What's going on down there? Where are you?
Yeah, so it's
Where's
only the largest fishing tournament in the world.
okay?
I think.
It is. I think it is.
So down on Dolphin Island, I mean, essentially it's a huge fishing tournament that a group called the JCs put on, and they've done it for 91 years. Matter of fact, they're kind of having a little meeting right here. We intruded into their staff area to get a shot of the bay here. But they host this fishing tournament. So what Easy and Outfitters does is we sponsor this event, and in turn we have a 20 by 70, 1,400 square feet booth that we put right by the stage, and we bring in all of our apparel, so like our hats, t-shirts, and of course rain jackets today, rain boots today, and we sell from Thursday to Sunday.
Okay.
But there's a lot more that goes into it. And that's the setup side of things. I mean, we come down here on Sunday, we put in ACs in our booth because it is hot.
Yeah.
Very.
Well, let me ask you this. I think this is interesting because everyone that's got a business has marketing opportunities. Sometimes they walk in the front door, say, "Hey, did you want to sponsor this? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that?" How did you decide on the fifth rodeo over there?
Okay, so that's a great question. I mean, it started years ago. I think we've been doing it for 8 years now. And we started with a little 10 by 20 booth, and half of it was detail. So we would advertise. We come down here and set up and talk about detail.
Okay.
And to anybody that would listen, we were giving out estimates. We were talking to them about their boat detail. And we had a few hats and T-shirts for selling that way. And it quickly grew past that. Every year we had detail, but we also had this huge retail booth. And then we started just over the last few years, we stopped advertising our detailing services down here because where we're at is still probably, it's quite a distance from our shop, and we don't do mobile unit stuff anymore. So a lot of those conversations were like, well, you could come to us, we would do it. So we just stopped advertising that service down here to keep from that kind of have to have that conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and so it grew from something small. We knew that our target audience were boaters and fish tournaments, and
Look at how you make that connection there.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. But and then also that lifestyle is exactly who buys our apparel too. So.
Okay. So when you're there and you're deciding, hey, you've only got so many hours. You've got an IGL training over in who knows Pennsylvania. You've got this show there. You got the shop there in Saraland. How are you picking? It looks like you're about to have a nice lunch there. How do you pick where that time is spent for Dustin, for the business owner, for the detailer?
Yeah, I mean, speaking to detailing specific, we have planned meetings, our daily management meetings, and we go over KPIs, we go over our planned stuff that's happening, and that kind of puts me in the loop. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have a big team back at EZN to run the detailing operation. Rob handling the sales, Ben handling the shop, the guys in the shop, guys and girls in the shop running the actual, the detailing. So I a check-in for an hour a day kind of keeps me in the loop, and I'm able to answer questions that they have. And matter of fact, this has kind of keyed us up on some things that we want to address. As I've been gone much more, things start to expose themselves. Some of the respect that we thought the detailers had for the shop manager is not as good as we thought it was. And so that starts to come. Yeah, right. So that comes to that exposes itself when you're away from the shop, and he needs to make a decision, and they kind of balk on it because I'm not there or something. And so that's that's kind of something that we're working through right now, and there's going to be some issues when we get back Monday to address with all that. And so, but you know what? Listen, this is growth. Those are growing pains, and I've said it a million times. That the guy that's in there, owner operator working in the shop every day, if that's if you're the only one that can do it, you're the only one that's going to do it. And if I'm the only one that can run that shop, then I'm limited to those four walls. But if I can put someone in place and help teach them and train them and give them the the confidence to run it and the trust, to do it, then I can come do things like this. I can continue growing our brand. I literally sent him a text last night and said, I'm doing all this so we can all retire one day. And so, like this is all brand exposure, EZN as a whole, IGL as a whole. I mean, like we're down here talking about all the companies.
Yeah, everything gets a little bit of time. So when you do get a little bit of drama, well, let's call it drama in the shop, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What does that look like in terms of how to solve it?
Oh, it's
What's your approach?
My approach is like it's probably not the best. I'm working on. No, I mean, it's like, hey, shut it up, shut it down, shut it down.
Yeah.
I try to teach my people, and they're very good about not bringing it all to me. Handle it in house, handle it internally as much as you can. But so when they call me and they say, hey, this is going on, that's going on. Well, what are you doing to fix it, and what do we do going forward? But we really have this no drama attitude. Like, if it's too much, you're gone. If it's too much, you're gone. And just because we don't want that bad seed.
Are you giving that power to the people that are there to say, hey, you see what I'm saying? So it's not like you're the one that can only bring down the hammer.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. And that's honestly, that's one that I'm happy to pass on. And how else are you going to get respect if you are not doing what you need to do, and that person that is there to direct and lead you and work with you can't, if there's no repercussions to you not doing it, then they'll never have respect. So they need to be able to say, hey, if you're not going to do this, we don't need you here, and have that power. Then that's, you hate to say respect is given through discipline, but it's not, but that's the accountability piece. And if they continue on for good, that's one way to make sure everybody's accountable.
Gotcha. Yeah, and on our end, it's similar. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have people in place that sort of handle some of the drama things, and they come up. You know what I mean? If you have employees, there's going to be drama, and I think that's something that's really important for if you haven't experienced it in your shop, that you're sort of got a plan of action. At least try and think about how you're going to approach it, just because you don't know until you got to deal with it.
Yeah, and that's right. That's exactly right. And listen, like the thing is, and I had this conversation the other day. Is you're together more than you are with your family in most cases, and how much you probably hated your brother or sister when you were little growing up, and you wanted to kill them all the time. Well, it's no different than
talk about drama, right? Look at if you got to jump on the phone, it's like that's how it goes. It's just it's real life. I mean, we're here going live.
Yeah, what's happening?
We got what do we got? We got some people. We're busy over there. We got some guy that, what is it? There's a window not going up on a car. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and you're just like, oh my God, what's
next? Right? No, and that's it, but to tell, when you work with a team, you can expect a certain amount of back and forth. And you
want to know the text that we got back is like, hey, don't worry, I'll send them packing. It's like you know what's funny is you go through this transition, you're going to have your team ask you a lot in the beginning. Like, hey, what should I do? Where should I be? How do I handle this? And then when you start giving them that faith and you say, hey, look, guess what? I trust you. Handle the situation, trust your gut, and whatever your decision is, I back you 110%. You see what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
Then they can make a mistake, and that's all right.
Well, yep, and yeah, that's exactly right. And you know what? I welcome those mistakes because it means you're doing something. You're making decisions, and there's no better teaching moment than when someone makes a mistake. And here's what we do: is what was your why did you? Where was your brain at when you made the decision? What were you thinking? Talk me through what made you decide that. Well, I did this, and this. Okay, that makes sense. It just didn't happen that way. Or no, absolutely not. You need to be thinking about it like this. And then that truly helps them understand and learn. And generally speaking, those things don't happen again.
Yeah. Now, when obviously I'm 5 minutes from the shop, but you're a little more than 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
What does that? How do you handle that, right? When there is an emergency, when there is stuff that's going crazy, right? Because stuff is going to happen. What is your what's your go-to there when it does get a little crazier? And you are hours, time zones away.
Yeah, I mean, I have team in place that handle things that to the to as big as they can be. I mean, there's nothing that like the people that are back there cannot handle, even as far
Yeah.
as I'm with customers and stuff. And generally speaking, unless the building's on fire, nothing is really that big of an emergency. If somebody gets
Nothing.
hurt, take them to the hospital. If the
Yeah.
building's on fire, call the fire department. Like that. Like outside of that, if it's an unhappy customer, we'll vacuum up the French fry that they're about.
Get the French
Like
fry, make sure the window's
get the
good. We've
French
always got,
fry
you know what I mean?
there.
Like it's just never,
Yes.
you know.
When we think of when we think of issues and problems, it's usually us that amplifies it with the customer and makes it a big deal. If you just listen and hear them out and go to solve their problem, let them know first of all we're going to solve the problem. First
Yeah.
thing you got to do is let them know, de-arm them. Hey, we got this. We're going to solve this problem. No worry. And then you kind of take that down a notch. But yeah, I mean, speaking to that, like there's just not that many instances that I can't run from afar. And I'd say run because my team runs it. I'm just at this point we're just I'm here for the bigger picture and to keep things between the lines.
Yeah.
And look, it's an adaptation and someone that really comes from like to be hands on and I like to be in the grind with everyone.
And yeah, you do. And then you're also like, look, again, you want to grow that business. You know what I mean? You want to be able to do these things. You want to be able to do a podcast. You want to be able to go on the road and have these multiple businesses, different locations, and you can't be everywhere at once. And that's the reality.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. They give those team members responsibility and make your life easier when your time zones away. Absolutely. I mean, that's spot on. And listen, the thing is empower them, don't micromanage them, and then listen. Deal. And if they do mess up, don't confront that in front of the team. Pull them aside, get them in where it's just you and them, and talk through what happened. And then that way they have your respect. And, you just gotta treat people like you want to be treated.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, I'm reading this book and I'm trying to think of the name of it now. Oh, it's called Boundaries.
Okay.
And it's creating boundaries for leaders, right? And it's not exactly what you think, and like, oh, you can't come to me for this or you can't come to that. But it's exactly what Chris DiGiovanni's saying: is empower those to make those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you're not in the middle of that. You're not micromanaging. You're not in there second guessing every decision. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm losing you a little bit. You got a little storm going through over there.
Yeah, it looks like we do.
Chris.
Okay, they're back up. You back with us?
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay. Shit. You there?
I got you. You're a little fuzzy, but you're there.
A little choppy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wi-Fi signal's dropping. Are you on their Wi-Fi? Okay. No problem. We'll hack it through here. But yeah, I mean, it's just putting the people in place to run things while we're out, and whether we're 100 miles or 1,000 miles away, things should operate and put process in place, and things should operate as they are when you're there. Really, I mean, I guess that's the perfect world, but that's it by design anyway.
What's that? How's that 75 hard going?
Hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I look a little tired?
Are you having fun yet?
No, there's no fun in 75 hard. I mean, listen. Actually, there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of reward in it. Yes, I'm tired. Yes, I'm going to bed later than normal. Yes, I'm doing more than normal. But in reality, the tiredness is better. Battery's running low on yours. Tiredness is better than the feeling of lack of production or doing less than you can. So
yeah.
Nick, we may have to cut this one short. It looks like the battery's running low on the production laptop. So,
look,
all good. Yeah.
Let's give it a good summary. Let's give it a good talk out. Look, we put on the show for everybody every week, right? Because we make this time in our day to be able to answer questions, be there, and try and give a little sneak peek into what's going on in our days. Sometimes that's stuff's been on the road. That's sometimes, that's fun, having fun with 75 hard. Just so people can get a little bit of a look behind the scenes.
Yeah,
I love doing it. You know what I mean? I know you love doing it. You got
absolutely.
any other closing things for everybody today?
Yeah, I mean, just think about how to grow past wherever you're at right now, and those things don't happen in comfort zones. Those things don't happen because it's easy. This podcast don't happen because it's easy, and we're always sitting in the office ready to shoot. Like we have
Yeah.
to plan for these things. We have to adjust on the fly. We have laptops that are dying, headphones that are dying, cameras that are dying. Chris holding a camera, so. So there's always challenge, but without challenge, you don't grow. And that's not a cliche. That's the truth. If you're not pushing yourself past that point, if you're not doing things that make you question why are you doing them, you're probably not doing as much as you should.
Yeah.
Someone made a comment the other day about a quote that I had said if oh man, don't aim for small goals and hit them, but aim for large goals and miss, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you should be doing: is set those goals so far out there that make you feel like you're crazy, and
Yeah.
then what's going to happen is as you progress and do and change to meet to that, you're going to evolve into this new person. Your business is going to evolve into these new businesses. You're going to do things that you didn't think that you could do. That's what it's all about. That's why we're down here. That's why we're doing 75 Hard Challenge. That's why we're on this podcast. That's why we do the things that we do.
Everyone's got those challenges every day, but you know what? It's how you approach them and setting those goals forward and slowly reaching them. It makes a big difference.
That's right. That's right. Hey, Chris, why don't you pan the water here and show them a little bit about this?
Give them a little view of what is it raining over there, right? Where's the sun?
It's just cleared up. There's a bit of sun out here, so we're excited about that.
Okay. Have a good trip over there. Look at
I'm multi-camera, dude. This is how we roll.
I don't like this. I don't like this many Dustins. This is a little.
Yeah, you're outnumbered.
Yeah, I can't handle this many Dustins. I can barely handle one.
Hey, all right. Listen, buddy, great podcast. He's going to continue shooting around. Yeah, see if you can catch Easy and Outfitters. Our banner flew down this morning. I haven't got a chance to get up there and hang it back up.
Yeah.
You can see there. We got some strong winds. In last night, and also it ripped through this place. All our little tents are down everywhere.
That still goes on though.
Dusty.
There's someone that planned all this that's real stressed out right now.
Right? They're all right here. Hey, Chris, show Matt. It's actually the president. You're going to catch the backside of his bald head right here. There's Matt.
he had the hair before it started.
Yeah. So he's the president. You've seen the back president. You've seen some past presidents. Just wave. That's the president of the fishing rodeo this year, and they've done a great job, of course. Getting everything planned, but weather is unpredictable. We host outdoor shows. We know what it's all about to feel this stress.
When you pick that date, you don't know what that weather's going to be like.
Exactly. So, just going through some comments here. I'm for stuff so big that the dream is bigger than the fear. I love that, man.
Yeah,
love that. No, it's good. It's good. So, anyways, look, we'll jump off since we got laptops that are dying and stuff. I mean, we only set up for an hour to have a 5-minute podcast. So,
I appreciate it, Dustin. We'll see you guys next week in a little bit of a calmer setting.
Yes, absolutely. Let's see. Next Friday, I should be at the shop, or I could be in Thomasville at our second location. I could be shooting out from there. So,
okay.
We will. Either way, we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Peace out, brother.
Bye. See ya.